With us this morning, Arthur Silber is the author of Sammy Davis Jr., Me and My Shadow, a brand new book out about Sammy Davis Jr. You're one of his very best friends.
Yes, ma'am.
And you, we were just talking, met him through your father when you were a kid, really.
Yeah, 17 years old.
Yeah. And you knew him all of his life, all of your life, actually. Tell me about, you say that this is the true story, kind of the untold gossipy story.
A lot of the stuff's come out is wrong information, a lot of it. And at least for the first 22 years of it, since 1946, for the next ensuing 22 years, I lived with it every day of my life. And I just decided after so many years, this book took 7 years to write. I decided to tell the true story about a lot of things. And people can't contradict, certainly not the pictures. There's 326 pictures in that book. And the pictures are all woven through the book. As you read the chapter, those are the people that are involved in the story that we're telling at that particular point in the book.
Pictures of Sammy as we've never seen him before, just shaving or just hanging out in the living room.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What do you said that the story is sort of untold. What don't we know about Sammy? What was he really like?
Many things you don't know, or many things you've heard are incorrect. For example, there's a chapter in there called the Rat Pack, Magic or Myth. Well, I exposed the myth and told the truth, because you'd be very surprised how much the press has built up the Rat Pack, which it really wasn't anywhere near what you think it was.
Now, you were hanging out with Sammy, and we were also just saying during the break, here's the white Jewish guy hanging out with the black Sammy. Sammy wasn't allowed in a lot of hotels. He had to stay at the black hotels.
That's what this book is really about the doors that Sammy broke down in this town, and in Las Vegas especially, to allow black folks to appear, to come through the front door rather than through the kitchen, and all of that, and all the things that, you know, that came from that.
In the book, you say that the first time he walked right through a Las Vegas hotel, right through the lobby, his family was very upset with him.
Yes, his uncle and his father, particularly his uncle, they were just, because Sam Sr., Will was really from the very old school, and know your place, stay here, don't push the white folks and this and that. And Sammy just had enough of that, and he says, if I can draw 1,200 people twice a night into here, the least I can do is go through the casino and have meal or something like that. And that's how it started, really. It started at the New Frontier Hotel. Actually, it was the last Frontier at the time. And
you were surprised because for the first time at the Frontier, nobody bothered him. They let him walk right by the black.
Well, they didn't bother him when he went in, because the minute he hit the lobby, everybody came for autographs.
Aha.
So the people didn't care. But I assure you, when we got back to the room, that the management was there, and the head of gambling was there, and in that time the mob completely controlled Vegas. So you take your life in your hands.
Now, what about Sammy and his woman, Arthur?
What about Sammy and his women?
Yeah, you say you have the untold story, and sometimes you shared some women. What is that about?
Well, it's, something, I've done so many interviews, and so many people ask me about, there's 32 chapters in the book, and it's only one chapter.
We want the dirt now.
It was party, well, you really don't, I want all of it. It was not what you think it was. It's like any entertainer today, then, as well as now and forever, you have a following. What's going on in Denver right now is a perfect example of it. It was just a matter of you open the door, the first 10 girls come in, and then you shut the door.
Uh-huh.
You didn't have to go out looking for girls. And you're talking about two 20-some-odd-year-old boys here. We weren't old men, dirty old men doing that. And that one particular story there's more of a story behind it, but if I go into the whole story, I think it becomes useless as to explain why. I know the particular instance you're talking about, and there was a reason for it. Actually, it was a gag on a star of a big TV show who was up there for gambling, and he's always walking around, strutting around, I can. So we just load him down with a bunch of girls.
Well, there you go. Stop him right in his track, huh?
Yeah, we certainly did.
What do you hope that people, we all know Sammy as the candy man. What do you hope that people will remember about him?
I've been asked that question, and I think the best answer I can come with is Sammy gets accused of a lot of things that's not true. And this was before the drug days, and this is before all of that. Sammy just wanted to be equal, and just be equal. That's all. He gets accused of, he always wanted to be white. Well, that's not the truth. He just wanted to have the same rights that anybody had.
I don't think he would be the same if Sammy Davis Jr. was white. Come on now.
No, I don't think so.
You have 2 book signings coming up. There was one on Friday at Sundance Bookstore
Yes,
from 6:30 to 7:30 at night, and another one on Saturday the 8th from 1 to 3 at the Cal Neva up at Lake Tahoe, up at North Lake Tahoe. Thank you very much for coming in. A pleasure to meet you.
Thank you very much for having me.
The book is called Sammy Davis Jr. Me and My Shadow. We'll be right back.